Good Thursday morning. I'm Remi Murrey, and Mike, it's on vacation. Here's what we're following right now. Flint City Council President Eric Mays, Mayor Sheldon Neely, and former Mayor Karen Weaver appearing on the ballot for mayor. Hear what they had to say in front of the inmates in Genesee County Jail. Plus, the final debate among Michigan GOP candidates for governor. A look at where they stand heading into the August 2nd primary. And Governor Gretchen Whitmer vetoes a portion of the state budget proposal. How it could impact abortion rights here at home. Those stories and more just ahead. But first, let's turn things over to meteorologist Leslie Toto for a look at your forecast. And look at that sun behind you, Leslie, looking very beautiful this morning.
It is indeed. Now, we got a little splash of rain yesterday. We need a little bit more rain, almost a ½ inch in Saginaw, but less than that to the south. So kind of depended on where you were in and around those thunderstorms yesterday. But looking at right now, our Saginaw Skynet camera, you can see how bright the sun is. That's going to be a thing all day long. So we're not going to get any heat relief from the sky in terms of clouds. We're looking at winds picking up as we go through the day today, 15 to 20 mile per hour sustained winds out of the west. We'll have gusts as high as 25, so it is going to be pretty breezy. Our temperatures this morning, it's feeling kind of warm out there. We're right around 70. We've got some low 70s showing up at 72 right now in Flint. As we roll on through the day today, that high getting up to 90 in Flint this afternoon. We'll see 90 in Saginaw as well.
Happening tonight, the House January 6th committee will hold its final hearing of the summer in prime time. This final hearing aims to vividly make the case that former President Donald Trump's lies about a stolen election fueled the Capitol attack last year. The panel will delve into 187 minutes in which it says Trump did nothing to stop the violence, but instead watched on television at the White House. The 2-hour hearing will feature live testimony from 2 former White House aides. Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin says it will be, quote, a profound moment of reckoning for America. You can watch it tonight at 8 right here on NBC. Back home, these 3 candidates will appear on the ballot for mayor of Flint on August 2nd. The top 2 candidates with most votes during the primary will move on to the general election in November. But before this happens, all 3 candidates are making their rounds throughout the community, with one stop happening yesterday at the Genesee County Jail for a Meet the Candidate forum. Mid-Michigan Now's Courtney Bennett has more.
In front of inmates at the Genesee County Jail, 3 candidates vying for the seat of mayor of the city of Flint. Each candidate speaking for 7 minutes on issues they believe in, on why they are running. City Councilman Eric Mays, current Mayor Sheldon Neely, and former Mayor Karen Weaver, all with decades of political experience combined. 2 inmates given an opportunity to ask a question. All the inmates in the room able to vote in the primary and the November election. One of the inmates asking this.
So y'all have all this money. I need to know why is it that we still have to pay for water? And the water is bad. We shouldn't have to pay for it. People, the water is getting cut off. That don't make no sense to me. I don't understand what's going on.
Individually, I asked each candidate about water rates and their response on whether people should be paying for water.
We shouldn't be really paying right now for water until we get it straightened out. And the resources from the state and the federal government is there.
We've looked at the structural deficit in which we had in the city of Flint. Now we've overcoming that right now. Now we can look at reducing rates. Never before in Flint's history would we be able to really look at that.
When I was in office, one of the things we were looking at was a tiered system because we wanted to address that. Where that is right now, I don't know. I can't tell you. But it was something that we had a whole group looking at.
In a 2016 published study by the Food, Water, and Watch, they found Flint paid the most for water out of 500 of the largest water systems. Voters in the city of Flint will have to decide between the 3 people on the ballot for the mayor position. Eric Mays, Sheldon Neely, and Karen Weaver. Reporting in Flint, Courtney Bennett, Mid-Michigan Now.
The final debate among Republicans running for governor in Michigan wrapped up last night. This comes just weeks before the August 2nd primary. All 5 candidates taking the stage at Oakland University. Those candidates are Tudor Dixon, Ryan Kelly, Kevin Rink, Garrett Sedano, and Ralph Rabin. Multiple candidates going after Tudor Dixon over her endorsements from major advocacy groups and the powerful DeVos family.
Then you have the DeVos empire, the DeVos machine that's basically campaigning your entire campaign.
I know you lied to the Michigan people that you did not go to a meeting to try to get the DeVos support. Sounds like sour grapes to me, sir. Sorry about your luck.
Mr.
Can't
Soldano,
afford
this is your
campaign.
final.
The fact of the matter is the DeVos family owns you. You're our version of Gretchen Whitmer. You'll say anything or do anything to get elected.
Polls have consistently shown this race is a four-way tie between Dixon, Kelly, Rink, and Soldano. But consistent polling also shows most voters remain undecided on who should face Governor Whitmer in November. In response to the GOP debate, the Michigan Democratic Party has released the following statement saying, quote, just hours after Governor Whitmer signed her fourth bipartisan balanced budget with historic investments in education, Kevin Rink, Tudor Dixon, Ryan Kelly, Gary Soldano, and Ralph Rabin made clear they are fixated on dragging Michigan backwards. The Senate has unexpectedly launched a new push to protect same-sex marriage in federal law. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced the effort Wednesday after a surprising number of Republicans passed the landmark legislation in the House Tuesday. Some GOP senators are signaling support, with 2 Senate Republicans co-sponsoring the legislation so far. 10 Republican senators would need to join all Democrats to break a filibuster. At the same time, Democrats also are pushing legislation through the House that would inscribe the right to use contraceptives into law. That vote is planned for today. This morning, a Georgia court rules the state's heartbeat abortion ban to go into effect immediately. The National Desk's Ryan Smith tracking that latest ruling in a series of abortion court battles.
Legal fights now underway over abortion bans in more than a dozen states. Several conservative states enacting trigger laws, complete or near total bans immediately following Roe's reversal back in June. Now, a federal appeals court allowing Georgia's 6-week abortion ban to take effect immediately. Before Wednesday's ruling, abortion was legal in Georgia up to 22 weeks. Also on Wednesday, Republicans announcing a plan to ban most abortions with exceptions like the health of the mother, as well as rape or incest in Indiana. This comes amid a political firestorm over a 10-year-old rape victim who came to Indiana from neighboring Ohio to end her pregnancy. Now here in Michigan, Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer vetoing portions of a state budget proposal that would have sent nearly $20 million in state funding to anti-abortion causes. That state's ban dates back to 1931 and has now been temporarily blocked. Abortion rights supporters seeing some courtroom successes, temporarily blocking bans in 4 other states, including Idaho, Kentucky, Louisiana, and Utah.
Mid-Michigan Now's Courtney Bennett breaks down the current uncertainty surrounding the Flint water crisis criminal cases and how it's impacting your wallet.